Hey everybody out there, YouTube land, is the one and only infamous aka Insanity here with Call Update 2K16 number 2. Start off, number 1, Tal York. I know his hair and his face might look a little eh, but it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? When the little new design, with his old patented Tyler York logo, the T with the Y, connected, try to get the little blue and silver up in the biatch, sneakers, and he had to have the York peppermint patty. Trying to find out what to put on the back. I want to get the sensation on it, but I'm not too, fine with that, but it's a throw up attire real quick. I'll fix it, probably give him another attire, make it look better or whatever the case may be. But next, we have Gamble, another unfinished product, but body and face wise, I'm content with it. He doesn't have a face texture, and I'm not really, caring about him not having a face texture. I have no problem with the Caucasian characters or the lighter skinned characters not having a face texture, but when it comes to black people, they need a texture, unfortunately. But this is an attire that I was supposed to do back on the previous game that I had him on, but it's, I guess, whatever. The brief is unfinished because there's something I'm gonna put on the sides. So those briefs that he got on right now is a placeholder, and I had to throw on the boots that he had back when I first created him, and the cape. The boots for some reason glitch at the bottom, so you see his feet through the bottom of the boot, which is stupid as hell when you put him in a match. But I don't feel like changing it because that's his boots. I might just put like a pair of socks on him or whatever, make it black so it just won't look as bad. Or whatever. This is Gamble. On to the next one. We have Jose Martinez, another unfinished product, which I don't understand why I'm even doing this, but I guess, there's one tattoo. The only reason why he's unfinished because his tattoos are not done. I didn't do his chest tattoo, and his other arm, the tattoo on his other arm was not done. It's practically the same attire since the last time I made him. I've been lazy, I figure I added a little something to it to make it a little bit different. The boots, however, I had to struggle to get those boots, and it still doesn't look quite as good as it originally did. I have to pay homage to the man, the great Eddie Guerrero, rest in peace. Have him with the Eddie Guerrero t-shirt on for his entrance attire or whatnot, and that's pretty much it. I ain't finished with him. I got to do his chest tattoo and everything of that nature, and his other arm tattoo, and he'll be done after that. Next person we have is Fallen. The fallen Jesus. The fallen God. Yeah, I've been waiting to make this guy. At first when I was making him, I was gonna make him look exactly the way he used to look, but I felt like it's a new year. The years have passed since the last time we seen Fallen. I feel like he needs to grow a little bit. So he grew his facial hair out. His hair is still long. The attire is not that deep or not that detailed because I don't want to go too extravagant with this guy since he's not. No, he shouldn't be one of those guys that have an outlandish attire with like 1,000 things on it. So I had to give him this shirt, unfortunately, just to give him that priest collar. Other than that, Fallen is done. His next attire, however, is going to be off the chain. I'm telling you that right now. I didn't even create it yet, but it's going to be off the chain because I have faith in it. Next person, we got Shane Hooker. You done already seen this guy fight Chris Stevens for the IWF Heavyweight Championship and lost. So, but yeah, Shane Hooker, I like the way he came out. I think he's one of the better characters that I've made this year. Unfortunately, I had to use the in-game arm tattoo. I don't really feel like sitting there creating the sleeve, however, but it's whatever. Eventually, I'll do it. This is an actual attire that he had the last time I created him, I think. Just updated with added on things. I had to do the half and half, the half white, half black, due to the fact that the star had a shadow on it, and one side of the star was lighter than the other. So when I did the half white, half black, it actually turned out quite nice. He has the mud flap chick on in front of the stars, and he have studs or whatever around his attire or whatnot. That right there, I think, is one of the cooler things that I did for him. You got the mud flap chick on the side with the hooker going across the glasses. I think that's kind of cool. But all in all, you know, Shane Hooker came out kind of decent. I like it. I don't know what to do for another attire, but oh yeah, I do. Never mind. Last but not least is Evan Epic, one of my favorite characters. Again, in-game tattoos except for the chest. The two tattoos on the arms are placeholders for when I actually finish his actual tattoos that I'm going to be putting on him. And this year, you see, I used the hairstyle that I was attempting to do last year on 15, but now that, you know, Justin Gabriel just so happened to have it in the game. I mean, have it, even though he's not in the game. They put it in the game. I'm happy. I used it. Didn't really like it at first. I'm still kind of getting used to it, but whatever. Right now, he has an old school, I mean, not even an old school Chris Jericho attire, but a Jericho attire nonetheless. And, you know, I just put in my own spin to it, added the blue, added the rated E for Epic logos in it, and put the Epic on the front, and did kind of the same with the boots. You know, nothing special. But then you got the Sweet Chin Remix t-shirt, of course. You know, I had to, you know, represent his Sweet Chin Remix finishing move. It took me a long time to actually find a logo, a Sweet Chin Music logo to actually do that with. And the same thing with Shane Hooker. I put the Epic on the shades, you know what I mean? Give it that little transparency so it can look silver and everything like that. But this year I like the way Evan Courageous look. I don't like his face. I think his face look a little bit too old, but hey, that was it. Shed Factory, PlayStation 4, Infamous, and I am out. Make sure you always keep it tight. Up, up, down, down. We in here.